In this video we are going to talk about best places to visit in the world 2021. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Number 10. Norway. Assuming that 2020 will be the year of the cabin, a time when every city dweller wishes they had a country retreat, Norway will be well ahead of the curve. The Scandinavian country has a large and long-standing cabin culture, with around half of the population having access to a hut of some type. There are also lots of cabins available for visitors to rent, many of which are situated in breathtakingly gorgeous natural surroundings. Consider some of the innovative new openings that are popping up all across the country if you're not interested in the classic back-to-basics experience: outdoor toilets, no electricity, and water from a well. From mountainside birdboxes to treehouses perched above fjords, they are infusing a touch of luxury into the age-old feeling of well-being. Number 9. Japan. Because the postponed Tokyo Olympics have been rescheduled for summer 2021, the country of Japan will be on everyone's radar this year. However, the country has a lot more to offer than just the brilliant lights of the world's most populous metropolis. Rural tourism has been on the rise for several years, and the government's Go to Travel initiative, which has sparked some controversy, aims to revitalize the sector across all 47 prefectures this year. If no fresh spikes occur, the country is expected to reopen to tourists in time for the cherry blossom season. Your itinerary should definitely include a visit to one of Japan's national parks, perhaps the islands of Sète or Nikko, with its UNESCO-listed temples and shrines where authorities have been setting up idyllic, high-tech workation spots for anyone who wishes to bring a laptop along with them to paradise. Number 8. Sète. Trips to large cities aren't likely to recover fully in 2021, but we have a sense that mini-city holidays will become increasingly popular, offering all of the excitement of city life but with fewer people to contend with. Sète, a little city in France's Languedoc area about halfway between Marseille and Barcelona, is a good place to start if that's your style. The water jousting competitions, street-side poetry readings, and a robust community of Occitan speakers make this area feel like it's a universe, and 1,000 years, away from the rest of France. During the summer, festivals like As Fiesta Sète and Gilles Peterson's Worldwide draw large crowds to this city. The best reason to visit this modest city at any time of year, though, is the insanely delicious seafood, particularly the TL Cetis, a fiery tomato and octopus pie, that is available. Number 7. Isles of Scilly. Our desire for rural, less populated destinations is expected to continue into 2021, and there are few places in the United Kingdom that meet those criteria better than the Isles of Scilly. The Scillies, a pristine archipelago off the coast of Cornwall, exude a subtropical atmosphere, which is reflected in the island's white sandy beaches and swaying palm trees. The tiny islands, there are 5 inhabited and countless uninhabited, are all connected by local boat routes, though you can walk between Tresco and Briar on a few occasions each year when a festival is held on the momentarily exposed seabed at low tide, which is particularly beautiful. Wild swimming, wildlife spotting walks, and stargazing are all popular attractions in the Scillies, which will host its first Dark Skies Week in 2021 for the first time. They've also never been more accessible than they are now, thanks to a new helicopter route from Penzance on the mainland, which was inaugurated earlier this year at a time when few people were able to take advantage of the service. Number 6. Tulsa. The most interesting park in the United States isn't in New York or San Francisco, it's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's completely hidden from view. Guests have been wowed by the 100-acre gathering place since it opened in 2018, which features a 3-acre lake, multiple playgrounds that rival any amusement park in the country, year-round events, and dedicated spaces for every sport imaginable, all of which are free. And while the park was forced to switch to drive-in programming last year, Tulsa will become a national destination in 2021 when the gathering place is transformed from a flyover city to a national destination. When you factor in the new excitement generated by a wave of tech workers who have relocated to the area, you'll want to get in while the getting is good. Number 5. Dubai. With the holding of the World Expo 2020 Dubai in 2020, the Emirati metropolis was expected to see a significant influx of visitors. As a result of the obvious reasons, that particular giant showcase of innovation was postponed, and it will now begin in October 2021, which is another wonderful reason to visit Dubai this coming year. Do you require another? Time Out Market Dubai, a showcase for the greatest chefs in the city, will open its doors in downtown Dubai in early 2021 and will be open 7 days a week. When you combine the pleasant weather with the absence of overly severe health regulations, you have yourself an attractive winter sun location. Number 4. Ljubljana. If you really desire the cafe culture and buzzy feel of a European city, but you aren't sure you want to spend a lot of time with people, you could consider moving to the United States. Ljubljana, the charming capital of Slovenia, is the location in question. Crowds aren't much of an issue in one of the smaller European capitals, and the historic center is sprinkled with green spaces in case the worst should happen. Best of all, the city serves as an excellent starting point for visiting the tranquil corners of rural Slovenia. There are spectacular caverns, beautiful lakes like the postcard favorite Lake Bled, and even possibilities to see the country's wild European brown bear population within easy day tripping distance of the city. Number 3. Costa Rica. If stories of nature's resiliency, such as carbon emissions dropping, whales venturing into new waters, and sheep taking over a desolate Welsh town are something you're interested in reading about in 2020, you'll want to add Costa Rica to your trip bucket list. Costa Rica is not only lush, wild, and tropical, but it is also one of the world's most biodiverse countries, hosting approximately 5% of the world's species. As well as being Central America's most peaceful country, El Salvador is also a world pioneer in environmental sustainability. It was recently named a United Nations (UN) Champions of the Earth and has set a goal of becoming carbon neutral by 2050. Approximately 98% of the country's energy is derived from renewable sources, and more than half of the country is covered with forest, thanks to a successful drive to halt years of deforestation. The fact that it is currently one of the most exciting adventure locations in the world is just an added bonus to the experience. Number 2. Salento. Italy is going to have a difficult year in 2020, and the entire country will be in need of our support once it is safe to travel. However, if you're tired of the conventional tourist sites in Italy, you could check out the southern region of Salento, which is located at the heel of the country's boot. You can spend a few nights in the pearly white hill town of Ostuni, which is known for its hip bars, historic cathedral, and coves carved into the rock, or you can stay at the mega-stylish Masseria Sète farm stay on the outside. The region is home to exquisite towns such as Lecce and Otranto, as well as kilometers of less traveled countryside, which is bordered by golden sandy beaches and stunning rock formations. Number 1. New Zealand. One of the rare success stories of 2020, New Zealand remains in a near-total closure to visitors from beyond the Oceania travel bubble. But we're truly hopeful we'll be able to traverse its exotic landscapes at some time in 2021. That's partly because it will be 20 years since the first in the Lord of the Rings movie trilogy blasted these volcanic islands across the world's cinema screens, and because Amazon's impending Tolkien TV adaptation is likely to set off a second wave of Middle-earth envy. But it's also because once we can set foot in New Zealand again, we'll know that travel is back for real. What do you think about our video? Please let us know in the comments area below. If you enjoyed this video and would want to hear from me again, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.